Hi Virgo, welcome to your June 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your actions and interactions with the world at large this month, but before we get into that, Mindset Magic, my upcoming course, goes live on June the 7th. I know, I'm so sure you guys are sick of hearing it at the moment, but obviously this is how I work, this is my business, so I do have to share these things from time to time. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. June the 7th, Mindset Magic. There's going to be PDFs, there's going to be meditations. If you like my chakra meditations, you are going to love this, trust me. And I'm really proud of this course, and I think it's going to offer you everything that you need to take your manifesting game to top peak performance. That being said, there will also be quarterly community calls where you will get together with me. There's going to be energy work, there's going to be talking about all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff, and as if that wasn't enough, you will also gain access to the Radiant Reality Course Alums Facebook group, which you will only get part of if you are on one of my courses or you've taken one of my courses, and there are a few to come, so stay tuned. All right, thank you so much for allowing me to share that with you. For your actions and interactions with the world at large, you've got the Devil card. Virgo, my dear Virgos, your workaholic tendencies seem to be coming back into the fore. So, you know, maybe this is a month where you're needing to sort of step back for a moment. It also suggests as well that you might be sticking too rigidly to a specific plan. It's like there's only plan A. Don't be a Miranda Priestley, okay? Most of the time it's a good thing, but sometimes it's not. I kind of feel like you might try to hold yourself to an impossible standard this month. It may also be that you try to hold somebody else to an idea of the way that you think something should be, and you get some kickback for it. And this is because you're being too rigid. I'm sorry to say, it is the Devil card after all. This might also be where, so this month you might sort of realize you're trying to push a round peg through a square hole, or, you know, vice versa, and it's just not going to go. Pay attention to the feedback that you're getting this month, because it will be really pertinent. For your communications and conversations, you have the World card. So this is in terms of, like, because the World card can be communities. So this could be literally something happening in your local area this month. That World card as well, as a communications card, it always suggests that you are communicating at a high level, which is great. You guys do this very well anyway. But I will say, it could be for some of you that you're approaching something at too high a level. So this is one of those moments where I'm going to say to you, for June, especially where you're interacting with groups, read the room, see where you're actually at and how people are actually receiving you. What I like about it is it suggests that a lot of your hard work pays off this month. You could be getting some really good feedback, but you could also be getting some kickback about the way that you're managing to drive things forward. For your heart and half, you have the King of Cups. Emotional intelligence is the order of the day. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, I actually like the King of Cups because it suggests that there's a healing energy coming to the relationship, and that doesn't mean that, you know, there's been a problem and now that it needs to knit back together. Sometimes this is just literally the emotional, energetic sort of outlook or interaction of the relationship goes to another level. There's a sense here that you're finding healing and connection through your partner and vice versa. It might be as well that you guys are deciding to create something new, and it's taking a lot of your inner resources to get this up off the ground. For those of you that are single and looking, a water sign person, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio could feature for you. They do come up right next to the world card, so you know what I'm going to say. Listen, I love me some salt and pepper, okay? I love me a little bit of seasoning on that's my way of saying, like, I don't mind dating older people. It doesn't, I'm not, age is not a problem to me, unless obviously, you know, they're too old or too young. Like, obviously those are issues, but you get my point. The chances are there will be an age gap between you and this person. If you're single and you're meeting someone, the chances are this person is older than you, and it's just because of the way that the cards have fallen. I kind of get the feeling that they will be older, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And then if you take this as well in terms of with the Devil card there, you may almost miss this person if you've just got your nose to the grindstone. And I think this message or these similar cards came up for you previously. So I wonder if this is that you're getting a second chance for something to come round because you maybe missed it the first time. For your money and materials, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. Your investments are good. Whatever you've put your money into, or however you are, you know, tending your resources, this month it looks like you could be seeing some results of that. For those of you that are working with or alongside or investing with partners, family, etc., try to take the emotional outlook out of it. For your weeks of the month, for your first week of the month, you have the World card. So you've got a double hit of this energy. For some of you, this is going to be the breaking away from a specific community or from a specific way of doing things. This is a rewrite of some sort in the way that you show up in the world. And I kind of get the feeling that it's going to be consciously led. It's like you're deciding, actually, you know what, I want to take myself out of this, or I want to distance myself from that, or actually I want to go in a new direction. And whenever we change what we do, sometimes we're going to lose people, right? That's just the way that it happens. For your second week of the month, of course you do. You have the Devil card. So, I mean, that's really, really interesting. I will say, because you've got a double hit of this in these first 2 weeks of the month, all of these themes that I've talked about, this first half of June is likely to be exacerbated. This is going to be very much to the fore. What I can also tell you is this may be a time where more is demanded from you from the links and the ties or groups that you are attached to. And so you might say, actually, you know what? Excuse me. I don't feel like I'm getting what I'm putting into this thing or this you know. For your third week of the month, you have the Emperor card. The Emperor can potentially be a husband or a significant other with a masculine energy. It's also a card of commitment. So I really like this. For those of you that are single, you could be meeting somebody that ends up becoming something very special to you in the future. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is you and your partner setting something up that you're doing for the long term. Yeah, it may have something to do with either an educational pursuit, possibly it might have a lot of paperwork and documentation that needs to be looked at, especially on a legal sort of matter. And then for your fourth week, you've got the Sun card right underneath the Seven of Pentacles. Your investments come good. Whatever you've put your money into that you've been carefully tending, the results are really, really tasty. I love this for you. Okay, so your moons, the moons are slightly out of whack in their sequence this month because we had 3 moons in the month of May. So on June the 14th, you'll have your full moon in Sagittarius. On June the 29th, you'll have the new moon in the sign of Cancer. So the full moon in Sag for you is taking place in your 4th house. You've got the gate 22 and Grace. This is really, like, even if it doesn't need it, beautify your home in some way. You know, I'm not saying completely reupholster everything and completely redecorate your home this month, but I am saying if there are little things or, you know, ways that you'd like to embellish your home just because you can or just because you want to, this would be a really good time to do so. This also bodes very, very well for any form of partnership and or relationship. And the reason I say that is because the swan on there represents, swans mate for life. So if you're partnered or in a relationship, the relationship elevates in some way. For those of you that are single, you're meeting somebody possibly that's older than you, or there's an age gap with. And what I like about it is this suggests that this person could be around for a long time to come. For your new moon message, this is in the 11th house for you. This is the gate 43 and ahead. I love this card because the lady that designed the deck always says, like, you know, when I was designing this card, I had you in mind. And what she always said to me was, what she always says to me, many of you know her, Denise, from Human Design with Denise. She always says to me, like, your ability to spot things before they're going to be big, before they're going to blow up, before they're going to be ... So this new moon, because it's in your 11th house, this could bring you a friend, a benefactor, a connection of some sort. This could be even a collaborator or somebody that believes in what you're doing and they see it for what it can be as opposed to what it is right now. And because you've got that new moon in that space, this is something starting afresh in that. So if you get an offer or a collaboration or whatever come up around this time, it looks like it could have very far-reaching ripples that could be great for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. It would be wonderful to see you be a part of Mindset Magic, so stay peeled for that. Take care, and I'll see you soon.